What's up, Meta Nerds? This video is going to be a complete breakdown of the Gonk droids. The GNK powered droids are an awesome look at how daily life in the galaxy far, far away actually works, and how some things like corporate intrigue and modders are powerful elements in every society. See, the Gonk droid was manufactured by Industrial Automation, a company that was established over 850 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire, through the merger of Industrial Intelligence and Automata Galactica. The company grew to become immensely wealthy, competing with Cybot Galactica for dominance in the droid manufacturing industry. These two companies, often referred to as the Big Two of droid production, defined the entire market. Industrial Automation, IA, gained a reputation for its precision engineering products and competitive pricing, which allowed it to thrive even during the turbulent reign of the Galactic Empire. It was also among the first major sponsors of the Corporate Sector Authority. IA maintained manufacturing facilities in numerous locations, including Rorda City on Nubia. The company eventually monopolized the droid market with its iconic R-Series astromech droids. And while initial models were considered failures, the R2 series astromech became a galactic favorite, driving the development of subsequent models like the R4 units, commonly used as navigators by Jedi starfighter pilots, and the advanced R7 and R8 models introduced during the New Republic era. But not all designs succeeded. The R5 series performed poorly in sales and was discontinued, and warranty limits were imposed on astromech booster rockets following injuries caused by droids falling out of the sky. Despite these challenges, Industrial Automation maintained its stronghold in the market through its diverse production line. The company manufactured protocol droids such as the LOM series and the SE4 servant droids, Labor series droids like the ASP units and the FLR loggers, as well as security droids including the Mark IVs and Hound W2 SPD units. And beyond completed droids, IA also developed automated devices like targeting computers, powered by similar sophisticated droid brains. But despite all this market advantage, it did not really come up with the Gonk design. It was commonly known that this was a knockoff of the EG6 power droid. This was classified as a 5th degree droid, stood 1.1 meters tall, or about 3 feet 7 inches, and was equipped with minimal artificial intelligence. Its primary function was to supply energy to a variety of machinery, starships, and vehicles. The bulk of the EG6's internal structure housed its fusion generators. Its exterior featured heavy armor, enabling it to withstand extreme temperatures and radiation. The droid's right side included 2 heavy power plug-in sockets, while its lower front panel housed a standard power socket. A light power socket was located on the upper front, integrated into a face-like unit that also contained its visual sensors, a system diagnostic package, and an acoustic signaler. And while some organics could figure out what those sounds meant, the EG6 could only talk exclusively in droid and computer languages. But just like with the R2 series, if you were around them enough, you could figure out what they were saying. The diagnostic system featured a spectrometer, along with infrared, sonar, and X-ray scanners for conducting equipment checks, trying to see through machinery and structures for any cracks or failures. And while rarely utilized, the droid was equipped with a hidden manipulator arm stored behind a small panel on its lower front. So these are portable, self-moving nuclear fusion power plants that you can communicate with and give orders to. And it can even run scans on other equipment and structures in your complex. So at a cost of 2,500 credits, that's only around the cost of a fancy blaster, cheaper than just about any transport, and could be used to power a city. It's something that we can't even really compare to here on Earth, except for maybe having satellite internet, in the sense that a city could be plugged into a global economy via a small device. The way that having energy generation is such a hurdle to expansion across Earth or into space and other planets, the only thing that I can think of which is close is maybe like Starlink and other devices that make internet easier to attain across the entire world. Imagine trying to explain to even someone from 50, maybe even 30 years ago, how it was possible that you could live out in the desert, mountaintop, or a boat, and be actively involved in running a store or live news broadcast. So something even more fundamental was achieved with power in the form of these mobile generators, opening up the whole galaxy to settlers of countless types of species, as just about anyone could quickly and easily figure out how to work them. You didn't have to be some highly intelligent or mechanically savvy person to operate an EG6. And quick shout out to geekygrotto.com. Everything you buy here helps support the channel. They give us a percentage of it. They have tons of amazing things. These are not official Legos, but that allows you to save on cost and have a ton of different, really unique creations. Obviously, Lego's never going to do military type things, and there is a ton of different options from real wars based on real, vehicles, weapons, artillery pieces, stuff like that. My cart has a ton of cool things. I got amazing space things. This city of Athens is amazing, 1 foot wide, 8 inches tall. Really cool stuff. The only thing with this site, don't want to be the Grinch and ruin your Christmas, be sure to check the shipping times. They do have really kind of lengthy shipping times, but I think it's worth the wait. The builds are solid. I have a ton. There's a bunch back there too, and a ton more I plan on building. So be sure to check them out using the link down below and you'll get 10% off. Thanks again, Geeky Grotto. When the EG6 was actually introduced is a date that was lost to history. They maintained a ubiquitous presence across the galaxy thanks to its durability and simplicity, making it a staple on countless worlds and in a variety of environments. One notable example of the EG6's longevity was the unit owned by the Lars family on Tatooine, which remained operational despite being several hundred standard years old. This longevity highlighted the model's remarkable build quality and reliability, cementing its reputation as a durable workhorse even in the face of newer technologies. They simply kept working and there was no need to replace them. But its dominance in the energy supply market faced challenges when industrial automation introduced the GNK power droid. A similarly designed, some would say ripoff, but was slightly more advanced. And the huge advantage in the Gonk was that it was far cheaper, 25 times cheaper at just 100 credits. And it was even common to get them heavily used for 60 credits. That is utterly insane, and really points to an enormous mystery on how the economy works in general in the galaxy far, far away, as there are foods that cost more than that. Certainly a month's groceries were more than your portable fusion generators. Though, to be fair, you can find computers and cell phones for cheaper than a month's groceries. A single outing to a restaurant can cost more than this tech, which would be so incredibly impressive in their capabilities to someone from just 40 years ago. And yet they're so ubiquitous that we don't think it odd that some steaks or fermented grapes that cost more than this high-tech magic that achieves things our ancestors only dreamed of. This is likely how settlers felt about these fusion power generators, expecting them to be the bare minimum of tech products that someone would own. I'm sure there were even groups that would think that this was just a basic human right to have your own portable fusion power generator. So industrial automation took something great, simple, and needed and made it work just as good at a fraction of the cost. And their common name, funny enough, doesn't come from the GNK title, but from the gonking sounds that they would make in the form of droid speak used to communicate with other units, which came to be a sort of dialect called Gonkian. And just in case you were wondering, the way that these are designed and being fusion powered, it wasn't like you can get an old atomic bomb for 60 credits. The energy production cuts off. It doesn't explode like a nuke. But now we get to what might be the craziest and most Star Wars story you'll hear in a long time. In the year leading up to the Clone Wars, GNK power droids were creatively repurposed by Greedo the Hutt for his nefarious droid control army. These modified GNK units were equipped with rapid, repeating blasters concealed in their upper casings, transforming the typically harmless energy-supplying droids into mobile weapons platforms. During Greedo's assault on the Fondor shipyards and spaceport, Jedi Master Mace Windu confronted these weaponized gonks, and with his unparalleled lightsaber skills, he swiftly neutralized the threat, severing the concealed blasters with precision and halting the droid-led attack. Funny enough, he didn't just cut through them. Maybe he had heard rumors that if these were damaged, they would blow up. And even if he understood the science, why test it? Following the Battle of Endor, peculiar stories emerged about a so-called cult of power droids. Allegedly, pairs of Gonk droids were seen going door to door, soliciting donations for a fringe religious organization. This bizarre phenomenon baffled many and gained traction as an urban legend. Linguistic expert Eben Q3 Boabab advised that if confronted by these droids, one could recite the phrase Gonk Gonk Gonko Kyungasi. The meaning of this phrase was a matter of speculation, as its translation was prohibited under the Boabab Security Directive 51C. The mysterious phrase and its implied controversy only added to the enigmatic nature of the Gonk droid cult. Why would that simple phrase receive such top-secret classification, leaving the galaxy with one of the most curious tales in the annals of droid lore? Later, in response to the Gonk's popularity, Vero Line Systems developed the S9 series Heavy Power Droid, a larger and more robust successor to the EG6. The S9 series was designed to outperform both the EG6 and Gonk in terms of both power output and resilience, offering an alternative for clients requiring high-capacity energy support. A natural progression as the galaxy was becoming more and more heavily populated and civilized. Specific examples are that the EG6 could easily charge a land speeder, while the S9 bragged that it could recharge a starfighter in the same time. And many would actually become popular with the rebel cells like Cat Kristak, where they were modified to fight the Rad Troopers, which were special forces designed for irradiated battlefields, as that world Cat was a heavily radioactive planet. That's it for its breakdown, and as for behind the scenes facts, I proposed to a Gonk droid. It's actually a really fun, highly customizable, and really easy cosplay design if somebody wants to try it. In the scripts and on the set it was just referred to as the Power Droid, but the term Gonk gained traction after a news group post in 1993. People talking about the cute little weird walking droid that gonked. And eventually that became the droid's official moniker and a fan favorite nickname. In the Battlefront game, they serve a role as ammunition droids. It's a cool way to work them in. It's obviously not backed by any of the lore, but you just can't not have the Gonk droids out there. In the Star Wars LEGO games, when you destroy them, they do cause an explosion. But again, that's just because it's cooler. And Dex's Diner has some plot armor, as those ones are invincible. And in the game, you'll see the option for a Super Gonk upgrade, which grants the droid the ability to run and jump. And as much as Gonk purists might not like that, I could actually see something like that in the official lore one day. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Please hit that like button, it's the best way to help me out. Subscribe to see more, and check out these other videos, I'm sure you'll like them. But most important of all, remember, Gonk 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 Koki Yunga Si, and the Force will be with you, always.